Good evening. What's happening? Happy Friday. Hello. It is Friday. I'm glad you're here. I'm glad to be here. It's Blue Friday, ladies and gentlemen. Echo. Studio lights 50%.
Okay.
There we go. That's better. Hello. Happy Friday. Thanks for being here. We're going to learn today. Tonight, I'm going to show how I go from a thought to a finished product when it comes to social media reels. We're also going to talk about the importance of changing your artwork that you put on social media, whether it be a still flyer, a still graphic, or a video. The importance of changing it up a little bit before you put it on another platform, because everything that you put online has a digital fingerprint. That's why I keep putting my finger up, fingerprint. So the importance of changing your fingerprints before you put it on another social media platform will definitely help your reach. It helps the algorithm for that platform think that it is original content. The more original content you put on social media, the better. With that, I don't want to knock the hustle on anybody. I don't want to discourage anybody from taking something like if you're involved in an affiliate marketing platform or online marketing platform, or you're promoting something and somebody sends you a graphic and says, "Here, share this," and you can get some leads. You can, but if you don't switch it up a little bit, it's going to be a lot harder for the algorithm to push it out to masses. Now, I put together a website, and I may add to it later, but you can see in the description, I hope. It should be in the description. I put together a website, vipme.pro/reels, REELS. So anytime, if you're watching this and you're like, it's too late, I'm in a different time zone, or it's Friday night, I want to go out and hang out with my friends, or you just fall asleep because it's boring and you want to come back to this at any time, you can go to www.vipme.pro/reels. This video will be put on that website. So this tutorial will be added to that after it's completed. So we're going to get into this. There's a few pieces that we're going to use in this tutorial. So if you go to vipme.pro/reels, but here's your notes. So everything we're going to go over tonight, if there is a link or a specific piece, I'm going to try to make sure that it's on here. It should already be on here, but there's probably stuff that I may be forgetting that I haven't included on this platform yet. So that's our goal tonight. So I did not link Google Gemini. I think everybody can figure out how to get to Google Gemini. So Olga said, where can we find those notes? Here they are. All the notes are right here. So first things first, I'm going to get into YouTube. We're going to use YouTube for the first part of this. And we are going to use Google Gemini. Gemini.google.com in case you don't have that. So these are the two pieces we're going to use to begin with. So my entire notes on this, I will share this link in the chat right now. This is the same notes that I made when I did the live training the other night. And this is how to go from just an idea of a reel to the finished product. Adding music, adding captions, adding different images in between. Taking out the gaps and the awkward spaces, because you've probably seen a video online, either on YouTube or Facebook as you're scrolling, and somebody will talk a few sentences or one sentence, and then there's an awkward pause. And then they'll say a few more words and then another awkward pause. The more often there's an awkward pause, the less in tune you're going to be. You're going to lose interest. Everybody loses interest if the awkward pauses make boring moments. You lose viewers. So to eliminate that, we're going to use Adobe Rush tonight to eliminate some of the awkward pauses and to be able to backtrack a little bit and kind of a redo, so you don't have to do the entire thing. So if you're getting through half of a video and then you stumble over your words, you get distracted, you get a phone call, something happens. Instead of having to stop it and start over, let the recording flow. Let it continue to record on whatever platform that you're recording on, and you can cut those pieces out. So here's what I want to do, an internet marketing type of reel, something that inspires people. So one thing that I do a lot, and you can see I've got even my own faces on my YouTube Shorts feed. We're going to go in and find a YouTube video as inspiration. Chances are you already have a thought of something you want to do, or you're working on a series of things. Here's one thing that I do a lot. Go into Google Gemini, and I will just put in a prompt saying I want to give people 10 habits to create to become a better internet marketer. Something simple like that. And then it'll give you the list of 10. And after you have that list of 10, then you could say, I want to create a reel. Give me the script for a 1.5 to 2 minute social media reel expressing these 10 ways. And that way you can get the list, you can get the script, you can have something to read for a reel, and you can create it that way. Now, for this tutorial, I want to show you how to take something from a mentor that many of us know. We recognize this guy's face a lot.
So, reality check. This won't scale.
And I'm going to shut that up for a minute. Now, here's what we can't do. We cannot get the transcript text from Reels. So we're going to go to his main YouTube page. And from his YouTube page, we're going to click on videos right here. So we get the full-length videos. And find one that he's done, semi-recently. Here's one, why most affiliate marketers are doing it wrong in 2026. We're going to use this video. So we're going to open it up.
And I put it to you. If you are brand new.
And you can say, this is a 10-minute video, right? This is our inspiration. So I'm going to hide my face so you guys can see the whole screen. And what we're going to do, you can see I'm using vidIQ. So if you don't have vidIQ installed, I'm not using a paid version. You can do this with the free version. Add vidIQ to your YouTube platform in your browser. It adds it as an extension, and then you can pull it up. So using vidIQ and YouTube, I can click on more in his description. And if you scroll down underneath where it says transcript, it says follow along using the transcript. And if we click on show transcript, you can see over here, it's bringing up the transcript, the entire text transcript. You can follow along with it as you play it if you want to read it, but I'm just going to copy it. We're going to click copy transcript, and you can see in the lower right-hand corner it said transcript copied. So if we go into Google Gemini, and if I type, I want a script for a 2-minute social media reel based on this, and then I just paste the whole thing and hit enter. Now, a lot of times it'll give you the whole thing, the formatting, the timing. It'll tell you what kind of scenes to put in between each one. You can see what it's doing. Even though I asked for the script, it's giving me the whole breakdown of how to make it. I don't want all of this because a lot of this is going to be automated. So I'm going to put just the script only text format so I can copy and paste into my teleprompter. This is going, as you can see, 2-minute social media reel, the human advantage in 2026. So it already gave us a title, and here's all of the text for the reel that we're going to record. I haven't even really looked at it. It's all right there. So if we go back to vipme.pro/reels and we look at the phase 1, phase 2, phase 3. We're in phase 1. So the foundation of a great reel is a solid script. Instead of starting from scratch, we use AI to repurpose proven content and prepare it for a natural delivery. Scripting with Gemini. Go to gemini.google.com to transform a YouTube script into a 2-minute natural script. That's what we just did. Use the prompt provided in the training to ensure it's optimized for a teleprompter. That prompt is on your 30-day training, and I copied and pasted it right here. I will add these to the notes as well. The teleprompter setup. To maintain eye contact with your audience, use a teleprompter. And I put the 2 teleprompters that I use for online. If you're using your desktop, you want to make sure that your camera is centered. A lot of people have laptops. Your camera is built in. It's built into the middle of your screen. If you're using a desktop and you have a camera like the one that I'm using right now, it's a Logitech C922. It rests on top of my monitor. I can slide it back and forth. I can move it around if I want to. I can put it wherever I want. Make sure it's centered over your text. So we're going to click on the online teleprompter app link, and it brings up the teleprompter. So you can paste your script or type it in. I'm just going to click Control V, that pastes it. Here's the script it just gave me. Again, I haven't really read it or reviewed it yet, and that's intentional. So the first thing that we do, go all the way to the very end of it at the bottom, click past the bottom word. You can see the cursor blinking, and we're going to hit enter a few times. So that pushes all of the text above. The reason why we do this is because when we get to the end of the script, we want it to continue to roll up through the top of our screen. Our eye contact is going to be right underneath the camera as we're looking at the screen. So the reason why we do this is if we don't, it's going to stop and you're going to have text, and then the camera is going to track your eyes reading down the screen. So this continues your words and your text rolling as you're going. So the next thing I'm going to do, I'm going to change my margins. You can see at the bottom here, there's a margin slider. And if you slide this margin, you just click on the dot, slide it over, it squeezes it in. So it's centered on your screen. Now my camera, the text is about the width of my camera, a little bit wider. It's directly beneath. My camera is centered right above the text. You can change the speed And sometimes I do that. Sometimes there's a lot of big words in a script that kind of take a little bit longer to say. So sometimes I have to slow it down. I pause. You can change the text size if you want it smaller or bigger. Usually I leave it right around 40, 45, 43, between 40 and 45 for me personally, but it depends on your eyeballs. It depends on how well you read, as far as your vision is concerned. It also depends on how far away you are from the camera. If you want to sit back away from your camera so there's less of your face and more of you in the frame, you certainly can do that. You can adjust your monitor, move your monitor away, move your chair away. Now, if you're using just your camera and you don't have an external microphone, keep that in mind, because your camera that's on top of your monitor is using the built-in microphone. So if that's the case, you don't want to get too far away from it, because the further away you get, the more hollow it's going to sound, and it's going to be harder to edit afterwards. But if you've got a decent microphone that you have hooked to your computer, it's perfect. I can move my microphone wherever I want it to. That's another thing to keep in mind. Now I'm going to go ahead and go to the top and play this, and we're going to get through this. Again, I'm going to go to the bottom. I'm going to hit enter a bunch of times, scroll, move that up to the top. Now I've got the very top of it. I've got my script. You can see there's still a gap right here, right? So I'm going to hit the F11 button on my computer, and what that does is make your browser full screen. So now, I know you can't see my camera, but it's literally an inch below my camera. So my eyeballs, if I record this right here, as I read it and record it, my camera and my software, that whatever your recording software is, I personally use Streamlabs, but I think you can record right in here. Yeah, if I hit the record button, it gives me the option. Let's see if I can turn off I'm going to try to turn off my camera in Streamlabs right now. If I deactivate it, let's see if it'll allow me to do this. I have multiple cameras in my studio. So I deactivated it, and there we go. So now my camera is actually on the screen. It's going to record it here. It's connected to my line, which is my microphone line, and I can allow this. Allow while visiting the site. Hopefully it doesn't cut out my microphone from the soundboard. Looks like it's going to work. I've never tried this before. So camera and or microphone access dismissed. 1, 2, check. 1, 2, check. So you can still hear me, right? And now you can see my camera view is at the bottom. This is cool. This is the first time I've tried this, so I'm learning something new. You can record directly in this software, this website, and it's free. It's not costing me anything. So this is cool. I'm going to get through this and record it, and then we'll have a copy to edit. Now, the other link that is on vipme.pro/reels for teleprompter is the teleprompter on your phone. Or hopefully, I don't know if it works with Apple. I know it works for Android. And a lot of times I will copy the script and put it into the teleprompter on my phone. The picture is a lot clearer if you're using your phone camera, even if it's the front cam. So you can record it that way as well. You'll just have to figure out how to move that file from your phone to your computer if you know how to do that. You can send it to yourself. I personally would suggest using something like Got Backup to send files from your phone to your computer so you have them stored somewhere. It's a third-party online storage. If you need access to that, $9.95 a month gets you 6 terabytes. You back up your phone, you back up your computer. And this is an affiliate pitch. I'm going to shut up. Here we go. I'm going to hit play. Oh, I'll hit the record button. When I hit the record button, it already started moving. So if I had to start affiliate marketing again right now in 2026, I would do exact opposite of what 99% of people are telling you to do. Everything has changed in the last few years. 20 years ago, it was easy. I didn't have to show my face. I could just sit behind an email list and make money. But if we fast forward to today, AI is at the forefront of everything. In fact, we've passed the point where over 50% of the content that you see on Reels, Shorts, and Facebook is AI. And this is fantastic for most new affiliate marketers because they're terrified. They are afraid of what their mom might think or what their dad might think. They want to hide. But here's the real truth. AI is not going to replace us. It is a tool. I can go into a tool like Gemini or ChatGPT and get a script in my own voice in seconds. It can help write emails, but the human touch has become much more important because people are starting to distrust the machine. Think about how you buy. When you buy information or software, you are buying from the person. You buy into authenticity. This is why I'm here, looking a bit scruffy because I'm showing you who I really am. Notice how everyone trying to sell you a faceless course is using their actual face to sell it to you. That should tell you everything that you need to know about how they perceive marketing. My advice for 2026, go toward the overwhelm. Do the things that scare you. I've made $250,000 just by clicking go live and sharing value. I couldn't do that with a bot. I did that based on the goodwill that I've built for years. The competition is thinnest where people are afraid to go. Don't worry about being perfect. Just show up, be present, and answer your own comments. Connect with the right people in the right way. Stop trying to hide. Put out so much value that you become the go-to person in your niche. If you want the truth about marketing in 2026, follow me and subscribe. All right, so we know that reading that script, there was stuff that I said that I cannot put out there because it's not true. I took Wayne's words and I reformatted it to fit my own agenda, to fit what I was trying to accomplish. The $250,000, I haven't made that yet. So I am going to go through, I'm going to edit that out by the time we're done. This is why read the script before you record it. It's always a good idea. Now I'm going to shrink this down, and you can see I hit F11 to compress it to be able to see the whole screen view. So you can see that the teleprompter video right here, it's already done. So I click on the little folder, and on my other screen, you can't see it. I've got the video in the folder that my downloads automatically save to. That was pretty cool. I have never recorded with this app. I always record on Streamlabs or a third party. So now what I'm going to do, if we go back to the Reels Masterclass, we've got it recorded. Recording and initial edit. Once your script is ready, time to record. We did that. Capture your feed using Streamlabs. We just captured it with the online teleprompter app. Canva or Restream to record your camera feed. You can use Canva. You can use Restream to record as well. And you can, I believe, I don't know if you can use Canva free version to record. I'll investigate that later. So cleaning the dead air. Import your raw footage into Adobe Rush. This is where you cut out the silences at the beginning and end and remove any bloopers. That's our next step. So I'm going to go open Adobe Rush. If you don't have Adobe Rush, you can just do a Google search for Adobe Rush. You can download it. You can use it for free, but you're limited on the number of options that you have available, the tools that you have available. However, you're not going to need the ones that you don't have available. I'm going to open this up. I'm going to import the video now into Rush and show you how to edit it, how we're going to go through. We're going to edit out any gaps, any dead spaces, or take out any of those sections that shouldn't be there, like the promises that I made that aren't legitimate, aren't real. So I'm going to do create a new project. And for this, I'm just going to title it January 23rd tutorial. Now, I'm going to end up using this, so I will end up putting this reel out there on the internet, the same one that we're going to finish here. So if I go and I got to go find the video, so I know it's in that drive, and I know it's in this folder, and it's called Teleprompter Video. So it's this file right here, which usually there's a thumbnail. So let's see how this works out. Again, I have never used this. Oh, did it only record audio? No, it didn't. Let's see. When I hit the record button, it already started moving. So if I had to start affiliate marketing again, it's not showing the picture for some reason. Pulling up the file in Windows. Let's see. When I hit the record button, it already started moving. It's not showing on here. Let me try to delete this and bring it in. Let's see if that'll make a difference. Why is it only wanting to give me the audio? This is really weird. I've never seen this happen before. When I hit the record button, it already started. Thanks for your patience, guys. This has never happened before, but I've never recorded using this app either. So it does not want to, it only wants to import the audio. This is weird. So now we have a little speed bump. So what I'm going to do is see if I can open it in Canva. Thank you for your patience. We are learning something together at this point. I'm importing it into Canva. Is it importing as audio or video? Okay, it's importing as video. There it is. Oh, it's flipped. That app flipped it. I hate that. I'm such a perfectionist when it comes to this stuff. So you can see it says Seattle's backwards and it's mirrored. So the first thing that I'm going to do is I'm going to go in and flip it so it's not mirrored. I know it might seem kind of petty. Also, I don't want it in the background because I want to get as much as the tall frame as possible. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to leave the sides white. Something interesting to learn. Lily, absolutely. We are learning together, and I like this. I really like it. Maybe I will leave it in here, but it depends on how long it ends up to be. So you can see that there's white space in the front, white space in the back. I right-clicked on it, and I went to Align, and I centered it. So I made sure it's right in the center. It's going to make it easier when I put it into Adobe Rush. So I'm going to do January 23rd reel tutorial flipped. And that's just so I know what the title is. So when I save it, I hit download, leave it at 1080p because it might look a little fuzzy when you're doing a full edit in Canva or Adobe Rush, but by the time it gets smaller on your phone, the mobile phone, when people are flipping through it, they're not going to really tell that much of a difference. If you go through my reels, you can tell which ones were recorded on the computer, the way we just recorded this, versus the ones that are recorded on the phone. You can definitely tell the difference. And usually this does not take this long to download. This is really bizarre for a 2-minute video, but it might be because I have Rush open, because I have Streamlabs open. Those are both very resource heavy video apps. So the more video stuff your computer has to process at the same time, the longer it's going to take. So if you have something that's taking a long time like this, look at the other things that you can shut down. That's what I do. I don't need YouTube anymore, so I'm going to close that. I don't need the teleprompter anymore, so I'm going to close that. And hopefully and we're done. So now we have January 23rd tutorial reel flipped. I click on the folder, so it brings it up on my other screen. Now I'm going to go back into Rush. Now we have no timeline because there's no file. Now I'm going to bring this in, and it's pulling in the actual video. So this is what we want. So now we have our file in Rush. Thank you for your patience going through that extra step. I'm going to go to View. First thing I do in here is go to View and go to Expand Audio. This is going to expand the audio properties at the bottom so I can visualize where the audio is in and out. Underneath your screen view, you have your play button, fast forward button, rewind button. Hopefully you can see these icons. And over in the lower right hand, down here, you have these two boxes. One's on the side, one's horizontal, one's vertical. So if you hover over it, it says change sequence aspect ratio. For reel, we want it 9:16. That's the taller version that Facebook is going to look at. So we click on 9:16, and you can see it's changing the video layout at the bottom. So we go somewhere in the middle before we do any edits, and we check the view. If you tap on it anywhere, you can see the little white dot at the top. Hopefully you guys can see it, and the little white dot at the bottom. That means it's expanded and taking up the whole frame. My face is centered because we centered it in Canva before we exported it. The next thing is I tap on the timeline down here at the bottom, and I hit the equal sign a few times. That expands it. That's like zooming in. Go all the way back to the beginning. And you can see this is all the blank space. If we go on the right toolbar, all the way on the right hand side of the screen, right up there, the second one from the bottom is the audio. Tap on that and bring your clip volume all the way up. That's going to give you the maximum sound. Now, if you listen to it as you're editing it and you feel like it's distorting a little bit, bring it down a little bit. It's okay. But I leave mine at full volume and they all come out okay. So what I can look at this and know that I can cut it right here. So if I place my cursor, timeline cursor here, and I hit the scissors over on the lower left-hand side of the screen, it's going to cut this into one section and two section. And then I can click on this section, hit the delete button, and it took that section out. So then I can play it. When I hit the record button, it already started moving. So if I had to start affiliate marketing again right now in 2026, I would do exact opposite of what 99% of people are telling you to do. Everything has changed in the last few years. All right. So we know that this was moving. So I'm going to pause it. I'm going to take that down just a little bit. I hit the minus sign to shrink it, to zoom back out a little bit. So we didn't have to be so far in. That way I can kind of gauge my eyeballs. Now, if you want more detail or you want your cursor to be at a more specific spot, you can always zoom back in. So I'm going to hit the play button. If I had to start affiliate marketing again right now in 2026, I would do exact opposite of what 99% of people are telling you to do. Okay, I see there's a space here. So I click on the scissors. I go to the end of the blank space, click on the scissors again, and tap on that section and hit delete. Everything has changed in the last few years. Now, this kind of gap right here that you can see, I'm not going to worry about that. That's not big. 20 years ago, it was easy. This one, I'll take out. You can kind of see the little tiny blue at the bottom. I don't know if you can see it on your side, but that's where I took a breath. And because I have a cold, I'm taking more inhale breaths than I usually do. And we've had bad air quality around here. It's very stagnant lately, so the air's been different. Breathing has definitely been rough. So I didn't have to show my face. I could just sit behind an email list and make money. So I can cut this section out here. This is boring, tedious for a lot of people. Once you get the hang of it, though, it makes it so much more valuable. But if we fast forward to today, AI is at the forefront of everything. In fact, so let's take this piece out. We've passed the point where over 50% of the content that you see on Reels, Shorts, and Facebook is AI. We know we can take this piece out. And this also helps with the length of your video. The longer that you can keep people watching, the better it is for the algorithm to boost you. So if you have a bunch of gaps and spaces in there and people get bored and tired of it and they click off or they scroll to the next video because of it, they lose interest, they scroll away, you're only getting credit for the time that they were on your video. So the more of these boring spots you can take out of it, the longer you can keep people engaged and paying attention and keep it exciting, the better. And this is fantastic for most new affiliate marketers. So I'm going to take this piece out. I also, when I talk, I have gotten in the habit of moving my hands around a lot. I didn't used to do that. However, analytics and statistics show that the more body language that you use while you're in a video, while you're recording, for some reason, it keeps more attention. So it's another thing to keep in mind. Although if you're just getting started, it's okay to just do the voice, better than nothing else. And if you know you're going to keep a lot of clips out, it's a lot better to take the clip out when you're not mid-movement, if that makes sense. They are afraid of what their mom might think or what their dad might think. All right, we're going to take that out. I'm going to take this gap out. And I don't want to get distracted because I know there's a piece in here that I have to remove completely. So hide. But here's the real truth. AI is not going to replace us. It is a tool. I can go into a tool like Gemini. Cut that out. That. I can go into a tool like Gemini or ChatGPT and get a script in my own voice in seconds. Okay, so that was, I hope that wasn't on the video. I'm going to replay that because I heard some skipping. And I hope that's not on the video. Tool like Gemini or ChatGPT and get a script in my own voice in seconds. It can help write emails, but the human touch? The reason why I had some skip lag, I'm sure, is because I'm using so many resources right now to be able to produce this video. So has become much more important because people are starting to. Let's take this space out of here. People are starting to distrust the machine. I don't know how many people actually paid attention to that as I was saying it. This is true. Like, I don't know if you could tell my facial expressions was like, yeah, this is spot on. This is fact. Think about how you buy. All right. When you buy information or software, you are buying from the person. You buy into authenticity. We got to buy into authenticity. So we're going to cut this section out. This is why I'm here, looking a bit scruffy because I'm showing you who I really am. Okay, let's see. This whole section could probably come out. This is why I'm here, looking a bit scruffy because I'm showing you who I really am. Notice how I'm going to break that. I might keep that. Let's see. Notice how everyone trying to sell you a faceless course is using their actual face. That might be worth keeping in there. To sell it to you. That should tell you everything. Again, I know this is the tedious, boring part, but when you see the finished product, you'll understand, and it makes so much sense as to why this is so important. My advice for 2026? And we're going to do some things in SubMagic. I don't know if you don't have a SubMagic account, you could always use Canva and put in your own B-roll, but we're going to do some cool things and make it special. Go toward the overwhelm. Do the things that scare you. Cut that. Cut it there. We know we're going to cut it there. Cut it there. I've made $250,000 just by clicking go live and sharing value. I couldn't do that with a bot. I did that based on the goodwill that I've built for years. The competition is thin. Okay, so I did not make $250,000. I'm taking the whole section out. Let's go back a few sections, see what it sounds like. Do the things that scare you. The competition is thinnest, where people are afraid to go. Don't worry. Perfect. So I took out that part that was not true, because I did not read the script ahead of time. Be present and answer your own comments. That part is very important. Very, very important. Connect with the right people in the right way. Yep. We hear that all the time. That's what makes people want to follow you. Stop trying to hide. Put out so much value that you become the go-to. All right, we got to take that back a little bit because I want that gap out. That you become the go-to person in your niche. Imagine how much editing is going to have to be done before a finished product of this training videos. If you want the truth about marketing in 2026, I'm going to take the video that I'm recording right now and do a lot of edits to it. Follow me and subscribe. That was it. That's the end. So, when it's all said and done, we're at 1 minute and 35 seconds. You want to try to be at 1 minute and 30 ideally. If you are over 1 minute and 30, for all of those in OLSP, if you're a team builder above, you have amazing tools in your team builder platform. But if you're over 90 seconds when you're doing the scheduled posting of your reels in team builder, it will be rejected. Now, the secret to that, I'm not going to show Team Builder now because a lot of people that are going to watch this tutorial have no idea what that means. But for those that have it, if you are scheduling in Team Builder and you put a reel in there that is more than 90 seconds, go ahead and upload it in Facebook at least. It'll give you the option to make it a reel or post it to your wall. Go ahead and let it post to your wall because now Facebook makes every video that's posted to your wall a reel anyways. So you really don't have to designate it as a reel and it will still go through. So keep that in mind. If you see a prompt that says it's too long for a Facebook reel, that is no longer true. Mega Builder has not been updated. Go High Level has not been updated with that yet. So that's one thing to keep in mind. Now we're going to hit share. And the thing you have to remember, you want to save it to whatever folder that you're going to remember. It's automatically going to save it to your C drive. I hate storing files on my C drive because I have so much software and so many other things that I want as much open space on my C drive as I can. Now, before you designate where it's going to be and the file name, check your settings because every time you change something, it changes automatically to your default saving folder. So we're going to go to Facebook 1080p. I'm going to go to quality and change the quality to high. That changes the preset to custom, but the 1080p resolution is still there. Frame rate, it shouldn't be 60 seconds, but we're going to leave it and see what happens. Now I'm going to change this to January 23rd edit because this is the edited version. Now we change the folder. So I'm going to put it in the folder that I want to be able to know that I'm accessing it, and I click export. This is called a rendering process. So anytime you make video edits and then you save those video edits, whatever you're editing in is going to go through a rendering process. Everything does. So Canva is a process. Their engine is a little bit different. That's why it takes a little bit longer to download because it renders as it downloads, but it's still going through the same process of putting the file all in one file, one piece, one layer. So now we just have to wait a few minutes. This is where if you click on the link, full disclosure, if you click on the link on vipme.com/reels or vipme.pro/reels, and you click on the SubMagic link and you purchase it through there, I do get a commission. Full disclosure, FTC law, I have to disclose it, that if you click on that link, I get a commission. I have to let you know. So this is rendered. I'm going to click on View in Explorer, and it's going to pull it up in my Explorer window right here. I just have it on my other monitor. And now we are done with Rush. So we can go ahead and close it. It'll help your system resources a little bit. And what I'm going to do is open a new tab, and we're going to go into SubMagic. SubMagic is incredible, and I'm going to show you a hack. I'm going to show you a workaround. When you get your SubMagic plan, you can see down here, business plus API usage is my plan. And it gives me 7 of 100 video projects. So I can have 100 video projects every month. Now, if you add magic clips to any package, magic clips is what takes your video and then cuts it down into clips so you have more pieces of content. So you can upload them on other social media channels. You can upload them to your own social media channel as shorts and then refer people to the whole thing. So they're like previews or commercials of the bigger piece. Or if you're doing long form content on YouTube and you want to take that long form content and create short reels to put on Facebook and Instagram and TikTok and then guide people, direct people to your YouTube video, you can absolutely do that. Now here's the trick though. Add magic clips. That's what we're going to use now. We add magic clips to any package, and you don't have to worry about using up your video count because you can do everything in magic clips that you really need to do unless you're doing a lot of long form video. By that, 30-minute videos that you want to caption. If you're doing just short clips, 90-second clips, get the smallest package just so you could get magic clips because it's worth it. So I'm going to go to Clips Generator. This is the magic clips, and I'm just going to click on that to open it, and I'm going to drag in the file that we just created from Reels, and it's there. I can choose the caption theme that I want. I'm going to leave it as is. It's face tracking. There's not a lot of movement around here, so we don't have to worry about that. And I'm going to click on Get Viral Clips. One of the differences between Magic Clips and uploading it to your video footage in SubMagic at the front end is if you have the AI unlocked for SubMagic, it tracks your eyeballs. It is cool because it makes your eyeballs kind of stay centered in the camera through AI. But sometimes if somebody's watching your face, sometimes they can see a glitch. Sometimes there is a little skip. But I don't worry about that because you put the captions on here and it's a minute and a half. So we're not going to worry about it. So you can see that it's generating. Look at all these. These are all clips and there's 3 pages. These are all stuff. And I just started this a month ago. Realistically, for the 30-day challenge. I never even knew about SubMagic until the 30-day challenge. So this is how much content that I've created. And you can see like this was a reel that I created and I uploaded in here and I got 10 specific clips from that one reel. This was a live that I did yesterday and I uploaded half of it. And it gave me 25 clips that I can use on social media. So it's really, really pretty. It's amazing piece of software. And as soon as this is done generating, I'm going to show you the hack. Shouldn't take long. Our clips are done. Now I'm going to click on the little pencil. It's to edit. And this is pulling up all of the clips that it just created from the live that you just saw me edit. I'm going to go to the bottom one, because this is just habit for me, rather than listen to every single one of them, because a lot of times it'll clip one and then the next clip, it just took a piece off the beginning of that or a piece off of the end of that, but essentially it's the same clip. So I'm going to go to the last one and we're going to use this one for now. The rest of these I will use to edit, and I will put them in Mega Builder to schedule to go onto my other social media pages. But for my main Facebook profile, I want this one and I want the whole thing. So this is where Magic Clips clipped everything, but we can trim it. This is the hack. So I'm going to click on trim at the top, and you can see it pulls the timeline at the bottom, and I'm going to zoom out a little bit or a lot of bit, and it's got the last section done. So I'm going to click over here to move the cursor over. Now I have access to hover over the front end of this clip. I hope you can see the bottom of the screen, and I'm going to drag this all the way to the front. So now I have the whole clip. Rather than a 30-second piece of it, it highlighted the whole thing. So now I'm going to click on caption, and this is where we can edit the actual text of the caption. So if we go like in the middle somewhere, you can just move your timeline to see what it is, where you're at. And this is where you can change the colors of the captions if you want. You can change the style of the captions. So some of you will recognize this right here. If you watch Wayne Crow's videos, you know that he is using Hormozy 4 and he has not edited to customize a color. He's using it as is. I like to use Hormozy 2. I like to use Hormozy 1. I created a patriotic, so it's all red, white, and blue. I created Seahawks, so it's all blue, green, and gray. Or you can use one of the stock ones. So let's just use the stock one, and let's do Noah. So once you have the font pick that you want, or the style, you can use this to change the size. So you can make the size smaller or bigger. And then you grab this one and you can move it up or down. You don't want to cover your face. You want it in the lower thirds. So positioning right there is perfect. Now, if I click on Edit Captions, this is where we check it. So we click on Edit Captions. We click on the very first word, takes to the beginning, and we hit play. And then we watch the captions as it goes. If I had to start affiliate marketing again right now in 2026, I would do exact opposite of what... Can anybody see what it did? When it got to affiliate marketing, it's too wide for the screen. So I'm going to go back to style and shrink the font size down a little bit. And we'll go back to edit captions. Perfect. Now, there's other things that I could do with this in SubMagic, and there's other things that I will do later. But right now, I'm not touching this. I'm going to hit save, and I'm going to hit export. So what this is doing is the rendering process. Now, it's exporting at 1080p, 60 frames per second. That kind of concerns me, because sometimes Facebook doesn't. Sometimes if it renders at 60 frames per second, that means it's going to be 60.8. Facebook will not allow you to upload over 60. So that makes me hope that I don't have to go back and render it again. If I do, I'm just going to pick something else to show you how to do the rest of the process moving forward. Why it does the 30 versus 60 does, I'm not quite sure. Usually it has to do with the recording process of it. The way that the teleprompter recorded this, I would have assumed it was at 30 frames per second. So I will go into the settings later and see if that can change. Although I probably will never use that again. I will record on Streamlabs, because that picture quality to me looked grainy, looked really grainy and cloudy. So I'm not very happy with the quality of that picture, but we're going to roll with it. So here we have the finished product, and I'm going to download it, and you can see that it says the AI title came up as "Stop Trying to Hide," because that's the piece that it created. So that's what the new file name is. So I've got the file with the captions on it. Now I'm going to go back into Google Gemini real quick, and I'm going to say the new title is "Stop Trying to Hide." Create a 9:16 thumbnail for this Facebook reel and use my image as a reference. Please keep the facial features accurate. Then we're going to click on the plus sign, and we're going to click on upload files, and I'm going to grab a picture of myself. So I know I have some in personal pictures, and we will use just this one. And we're going to upload it. Let's see what it comes up with. Stop trying to hide, the human advantage in 2026. That's kind of cool. So we're going to use this. A lot of times, normally I would just take an image of myself and make my own reel, but to save time, we're going to do this. If you want to know how you can make your own reel in Canva, I will do another tutorial for that another time. So now that I have my image saved, I have the video, we're going to go into Canva, and we're going to do mobile video. And again, you can do a lot of these options, especially if you're using your own pieces of artwork. So the first thing I'm doing is importing the thumbnail that we just created. Now I'm going to import the video, Stop Trying to Hide, and I'm going to put it right next to it. So there's both pieces, and you can see they're uploading. While they're uploading, I'm going to hover in between the two pieces, and I'm going to click on Add Transition. This is going to transition your thumbnail into the video. I like to do it, otherwise it's just a hard cut. So I like to do these just to make it look a little cooler, give it some life a little bit. And let's do circle. Let's do circle wipe. Also, your thumbnail, you can see, if you hover over it, you can see how long it is, right? You can see your time markings. So that's about 4 seconds. That's too long for the thumbnail. Keep it ideally about 2.5. So I'm just going to click on the back end, much like we trimmed it in SubMagic. Click on it and drag it down to 2.5. And now we have our thumbnail into our reel. Now, if we click here and hit play, if I had to start affiliate marketing again right now. Okay, there we have it. Now, here's the next part. Adding music via Facebook. So if we go to the Reels Masterclass, vipme.pro/Reels, we are down at the Facebook sound collection. I forgot, you can use Adobe Caption Adder. If you do not have SubMagic or you don't want to pay for SubMagic, you can add captions for free in Adobe, but I think it has to be 2 minutes or less. I'm not positive. And it's free. So Google search Adobe Caption Adder. It is a free service that Adobe provides. You can change the text, you can change the color, you can edit your font in that, but it is very time consuming if you really want to customize it a lot. So I would go through and just make sure the basics are done and play with that if you want to. Remember, time is money. So if you're using free tools, you're going to have to spend more time to get it to customize the way you want. If you can afford to buy the tools, then it will save you some time in customizing because it'll do a lot of that work for you. So we're back into Facebook Sound Collection. This link is right on vipme.pro/Reels Facebook sound collection. You can see it. And what that does is pull up the Facebook library. These are background sounds or music songs. If you're doing a podcast, you're doing something live. Tyler, you were live earlier. You could have had this playing on another device in the background. So you had background music that you will not get a copyright strike from. This is another cheat code. So what I'm going to do, I want to find something with no vocals. So you can click on vocals and click no vocals. We also know if we look at the clip, we are at 1 minute and 37 seconds. This is where we're at. So we want to find something that's kind of around that same length, but it can be over. So if you wanted to use 2 minutes and 48 seconds, we can listen to this. That's not the feeling I'm looking for. Cinematic. Cinematic ones are good. I don't like the way that starts. Nope, that's not for me. Okay. I like that one, but it's too repetitive, so I'm going to find something a little different. That one's kind of cool, but not for this one. I like that. Nope. Okay, we're going to use this one because I don't want to waste any more time, and it's decent. So I can click on the little arrow that points downward. That's the download button. They download really fast. Now, they download as an MP4. So what we need to do is open it. You can see it's right here. I'm going to drag it into the Canva and show you how to use that as your background music. Make sure your cursor is all the way at the beginning of it. We're going to download it in here, and you can drop it in the type line. That's going to automatically get the download going. And you can see it's downloading as a video. So I'm going to show you what happens when we click on it and add it. It tossed it way over the at the end of it. So you need to grab it, take it all the way to the beginning. The problem is it's a video. So if we play it, 99% of people, it layered it over our images because we're putting it in the background. So if you click on it, right click on it and hit extract audio. What that does is make it a separate audio track at the bottom. Now you can click on the black line and you can just delete it. Now we have the background music. If I had to start affiliate marketing, a little loud, right? So we're going to click on it. We're going to go up to the top, click on the speaker, and bring it down to 35. 35 volume. So because we just wanted it as background music. I didn't have to show my face. I could just sit behind an email list and make money. But if we fast forward to today, okay? Also, the next thing you do, click on fade it out. So that at the end, background music. Trying to hide, put out so much value that you become the go-to person in your niche. If you want the truth about marketing in 2026, follow me and subscribe. Boom, we're done. Stop trying to hide final version. This is the final. Now we click on share. We go to download. MP4 is the type we want, and we're downloading it. Now we have a few more steps. This is the final copy that we are going to upload to our Facebook page. I always take the main version, the full-length main version, and put it on my main profile page because I want the full-length one on my profile page. I'm hoping people will be engaged enough to listen to the whole thing because my main Facebook page is monetized. I'm trying to get as much traffic engaging on my reels and my content on my page as possibly can. So this is why I take the full-length clips, anything that's completed, and I put it on my main page. Then I will make a different version and put it on my backup page, and I'll use those clips and scatter them throughout like the different pages that I admin. The other pages I own, like the Bigs page. I have a social media content page that I'm working on. These aren't groups. Also, different TikTok accounts. I've got 4 or 5 TikTok accounts. I've got a few different YouTube accounts. You never want to use the same piece for everything. So I have in groups and mega builders, I will use one of those cuts, one of the shorts that I made from this, and I will upload it to one YouTube page, one TikTok page, Pinterest page, another Facebook page. So I will use the same for 4 of those, but on my main page, I never ever duplicate content that I put anywhere else. So this piece, because it is the main final version, is going on my main Facebook page and nowhere else, because my main Facebook page is monetized and that's where I'm trying to keep money. So we're going to go to Facebook real quick, and it's depending on what browser you use, this process can be a little bit different. I'm going to go to Reels. Now, if you're using Firefox, for example, when you go to your main page, you will see Reels as an option here, but it's not when you use Chrome, because the engines that Facebook has designated for are different for different browsers. I hate the fact that they do it that way, but it's Facebook. So what we're going to do is create Reel, and I'm going to click in the video that we just did. If I had to start affiliate marketing again right now in 2026, I would do I'll pause this so you don't have to hear it. And we're waiting for the captions. So basically, this process that Facebook is doing, you can see it's blinking down here, right? It says checking for copyrighted content. We scan your video. So many people ignore this, and it is vital. We scan your video for copyrighted content to help prevent visibility or monetization. So the prompt changed. It finished scanning. But basically, it goes through and it checks to make sure that everything on your video is original and legitimate. Very, very, very important step. And because I already added captions with the text that I like, the way that I wanted, I can turn this off. So I turn off automatically add captions, but you have to wait for the whole thing to upload. If you don't have the captions added, you can let it do it in the stock ones. You can do an audio description if you want to. You can do a text transcript. So I could copy and paste the text that I use, the script that I used, and I can upload it in here. Optimization, leave it alone because you want it in that size that we already built. And it shows you the thumbnail on here. You can click edit if you want it. So if it popped up with the frame that we're looking at right now as your thumbnail, you want to click on edit, and that will bring up the whole thing. When you click on edit, you have to wait for it to go through. And then you could just use a slider to figure out what thumbnail, what piece of this video content you want shown as your thumbnail. And that's what's going to pop up on your wall. Now describe your reel. We're going to go to Google Gemini, and we're going to go back up a little bit. And we want to copy that title. You could also use the title that SubMagic gave you if you want to. So we're going to put the title in there, and then hit enter twice, and then we want to put a description, because SEO works on Facebook. The more description you put in here, the better. So we're going to go back here, and I'm going to put, I need the description for this video with hashtags that are, hashtags that are relevant. So here's the description. I don't have to write it myself. It already did it, and it gave me all of the hashtags as well. So I go back into where I'm uploading the video, and I just paste this whole thing. Now you can go through, and sometimes if I have time, you could see the hashtags. If you put your cursor at the back of it and you hit backspace one time and then type in the last letter, it'll pull it up here so you can hyperlink it. I believe with the new Facebook model, when you hit upload, or you can schedule it, I'll show you how to do that in a minute, it automatically tags your hashtags. So you want it to be public. You always want it to be public. Tag and collaborate. If somebody helped you on this project, or you're having a conversation with somebody, you're showing like a piece of an interview that you did, you want to use tag and collaborate, so you tag them in it as well. Remixing and use original audio. That is to allow other people to remix your content. I always leave it on. So if somebody wants to take this video, if you guys wanted to take this video, you could go to the remix part of it, and you literally can set it up to where you just give facial expressions, and you just smile, give a thumbs up once in a while, and then you can repost it as your own content. It still counts as your own reel. So if you're Facebook monetized, and this is an important part for everybody, if you're Facebook monetized and remixing is available on a video that you like, hit that little remixing video. Yes, it is side by side if you're doing a reaction, or when you hit the remix button, you have two options. You can do a side by side where you just do facial expressions as that reel is playing, or you can add your own commentary after the end of it. Either or, it gives you the option. So I strongly suggest if you're not ready to do your own reels, if you're not confident enough, you're not ready to use the software yet to do it, just record something from your phone and post it as a reel. Start with something. And if you're not ready to start with something, remix other reels that you like and just give thumbs up or smile and shake your head. If you look through my reels, you will see some of those. They're called React Reels. You can definitely use that. When you upload those, it uploads it as your own reel. So it's giving you, if you're monetized, you have weekly challenges. And if you have a weekly challenge to do 30 reels in a week, that's a lot of content. Even for me, that's a lot of content. So a lot of times when I'm bored or I'm just sitting around, I will do React just to fill in some of those videos. You do 5 of those a week, and you go from needing to create 30 to creating 25. You do 10, you go from 30 to 20. That saves you a whole lot of time and effort. So it's something to keep in mind. I leave mine always on. So if somebody remixes it and views it, I believe I get a view count for it as well. Share to groups. We click on share to groups, and you can, if you're using the browser, you can post up to 9 groups that you're in. If you're using mobile, you can only do 3. So I'm going to put it in the My Side Hustle group. I'll put it in Business Support Network. I'll put it in Content Creators Networking. I'll put it in the regular My Side Hustle. I'm going to skip the 30-day challenge. I created the OLSP Learners group, Online Marketing Promotion. I know these will be approved because most of these are groups that I admin. And then I'll pick some bigger ones. So I know this Content Creators Connect is a bigger one. Growing Together, that's a bigger one. And let's pick one more. Yeah. So we click done. That's going to put this reel in all of those groups. So if people happen to read it or watch it through those groups, I get the view count. Do that for your own. Boost reel. This is only if you want to pay for boosting. Scheduling options. If you want to schedule this, right now it's 10:30 p.m. So it's not ideal for the most viewers. So I can click on scheduling options and I can schedule it for 9:30 tomorrow morning. I'm going to leave this alone for now. Another thing that I strongly suggest everybody does. This is fairly new. Translate your voice with Meta AI. So I'm going to click on this, and I'm going to turn that on. Translate to all languages. Review before publishing. I'm not worried about it. Ad lib syncing. No. What this is going to do is use your own voice and put it into these foreign languages. All languages. English, Hindi, Portuguese, and Spanish. I don't know how to speak Hindi or Portuguese or Spanish, but it's going to translate it into your own voice, the own sound of my voice, so it will make it available to people in those markets. So then I'm going to click save. That's how that works. Rather than scheduling it, you can click on schedule options and choose when you want it to schedule for later. I'm not going to do that right now. I'm just going to post it. And now it's posting. And now we're done. So it says your reel is being processed. We'll let you know when it's ready to view. I have to keep an eye on this right here. It'll pop up in my notifications when it's done. Says your post was cross-posted to My Side Hustle public group. So it's already been cross-posted there. Post was cross-posted to Business and Growth and Support Network. It's already been posted there, and so on. So if I refresh this, and this is really weird that it's already been cross-posted to those other groups, but it's not in my reels yet. So it'll take a little bit for it to show up here. As soon as it shows up in here, then I'll show you what to do with it to get more views. Now, one thing that I showed on the live last night. I'm going to show you guys my other profile. And I just learned about this remixing thing last week. I always knew about it, but I never really understood how it worked until I was experimenting with it last week. While I'm waiting for this video to pop up in my own reels, I'm going to show you my other profile. And we're going to go into the reels in here. I did a remixing video. If you look, here's 159 views. This one has 196, 114. This one has 1,000. This was a side-by-side remix video. And if we play it, turn the volume on.
Once again, folks, I'm the one that's got any
word.
guts. One word?
Yeah.
49.
There you go.
Once again, folks, I'm the one that's got any guts. One word?
Yeah.
49.
There you go.
It's got 1,000 views. This one has 9,400. Over 9,400. Classy. Welcome to the home of the boom. That was it. I just added a commentary to the end, and that's all I said in 9,400 views. This one I did baiting on purpose.
And that's intercepted! Ernest Jones has his 6th of the year.
What, what I don't understand is why is somebody recording him? If you're at the game and you're a Seahawks fan, why aren't your eyeballs on the field? Why are you recording this dude?
So I watched the game. I knew that was NFL cameraman that got his footage. But by saying that, I knew people would see this clip and they would criticize me. You know what that does when they criticize me? That means they're commenting on the video. Because I was able to bait people into commenting on that video, it's got 14,000 views. So that's intercepted! You can see it had 14,000 views, 263 likes or thumbs up or laugh emojis. I haven't looked at the breakdown.
Who've got the number one seed, and they are.
Didn't mean to do that. 263 likes or reacts and 65 comments and 10 shares. 14,000 views that I got on this reel because timing was everything. I picked a trending topic. You heard by my voice that it was really hoarse because I had been screaming at the TV. I was so excited over the Seahawks demolishing the 49ers. 14,000 views. This one, 20,000 views.
Who've got the number one seed, and they are making some plays here tonight. 27-6.
20,000 views because of that right there. So jump on something that's trending. If the remix, I really think this was NFL Network or ESPN, whoever posted these, forgot to turn off the remix option before they went on. So I think I got lucky, honestly. But maybe they leave them on purpose. Who knows? But 20,000 views, 14,000 views, and 9,000 views. And if we look at the analytics for this page, everybody should always be watching analytics. You can see my spike here. So I went from 1,000 views to 28,000 views the next day, and then 10,000 here. And so if you can find something that you can remix every day, you can definitely boost your monetization. Now, when you remix a reel and put it on, you don't get paid as much. So this, for 104%, I never get any money on this account because it's only used for promo stuff. But I was at like $2 before I did those reacts. Now I'm at $8. So it gives you a few bucks. See this, I have create 30 public posts. I still have to make 6 posts before the weekend is over and post a story every day for my challenges. So now let's refresh this and see if the video is done. If it's showing up in my reels yet. And it's still not. It should show up right here. Oh, admin approved your post. Your post was cross-posted. Your post was cross-posted. Your post was cross-posted. This is one of the things I don't understand about the Facebook process. Because if it's cross-posted to all of these other pages, oh, we're having trouble playing this video. So it's not completely uploaded yet. That part's bizarre. So once it's finally uploaded, then everybody will see it. And to show you the next step, we'll just use this.
If you want to know what the
I'm not going to play it, but you want to comment on it. Always comment on it. I have an auto comment that goes up with the link to subscribe. But now, since this has been up for a day, I'd love to know your thoughts. Give me some feedback. What do you think of this video? And I'm going to use my @everyone tag or @followers tag and the @highlight tag. Post that, so it's going to trigger my viewers to watch this video. So it'll bring more views onto it. My view count right now is, for that video, 795. Because I tagged followers on it, it should be probably 1,200 by the end of next week. So that's how you cross-post it. You can post it to other pages, post it to other profiles. Make sure if you're posting it into pages that they're relevant. So this one's kind of a patriotic, obviously, the shocking truth about America's founding. So if I'm going to click share and go to group, click on group, you can search for groups. So let's see if I'm in any USA groups. Digital Growth Community USA, MLM USA, Reels USA Global, Meta Viral Post Engagement USA, Vancouver, Washington. So I know there's a decent number of people in Reels USA Global, so I'm going to post it in here and always give some extra text. I'd love to know your thoughts. Click on the video and let me know if you love it or hate it. Encourage people to come to your video, drop some comments on it. Anytime somebody comments on anything they put on your Facebook page, make
what
sure
the founders really thought about America's.
The best thing you can do when you comment back is comment with a question. Answer their comment, reply to their comment accordingly, and then ask a question to try to draw them back into comment again. Because the more comments you get, the more likes you get, the more hearts you get, and again, the more comments you get. Because comments is the biggest piece of that. The more the algorithm is going to push that video or that material out to more people because it's going to see it as valuable. value. The more attention your posts get, the more valuable they are to Facebook. So with that, everybody, that is the training for this piece. Canva thumbnails. I will show you how to do that in another training and another video. What are your needs? What can I do to show you? Please, and whether you're watching this right now or you're watching the replay, I will get notifications. If you comment on the replay, I will get notifications I will be notified of all of the comments. So if you comment on here, and I will see it. So if you have a question, or if there's something that you want more detail about, or something you want more specifics in, please comment. Let me know. Let me know what I can do to help bring more clarity, help clear up any confusion, or help you figure out how to better your own process when you're doing this. So if you are not already in OLSP, go to the vipme.pro/reels. That's where this training video is going to be. The notes are going to be there as well. All of the links that you need for everything that I did in this video will be on there. And if you're not making money on social media and leveraging your income capabilities, compounding your leverage, compounding your monetization. Multiple streams of income are very important. We do know Meta pays if you're a content creator, but you can make so much more money. So go to vipme.pro/reels. That's where you're going to find this tutorial. And if you scroll down, you will see the $7 system that I teach people how to use on a very regular basis to make money on social media. And it's going to show you all of the bonuses that I offer for joining my team. If you join my team, I'm going to work with you as much as I possibly can to help you utilize this system, this program, to make money online. So hopefully I covered everything. We even had some mess ups and some speed bumps, but we got through them. So thank you for watching. Thank you for being a part of this. Thank you for being here. Again, if you're watching this live, type in #live right now. If you're going to watch the replay, it's 10:35 p.m., January 23rd, Pacific time. Thanks for being here. Good night, everybody.